And episode of Barely Out of Bounds. It's your boy Rico Daddy Slick here.
How did your crew not get out?
And welcome back to another episode of Barely Out of Bounds. It's your boy Rico Daddy Slick here.
How did your crew not get out there? They're playing golf!
On the green, we sway with a beer in hand every day. From the tee to the hole, we're just trying to keep control. We're barely out of bounds, drinking and golfing around. A toast to the fairway we raise, for the love of the game and the haze. For the love of the game and the haze.
I don't know if it's better than class. I don't know.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Barely Out of Bounds. It's a golf show. We talk about golf stuff. I'm Zane's biological father. Joined me as always is the leprechaun named Zane. And we're here to talk about some golf. It's the week after the Masters. Zane, how we doing tonight?
Who am I, Zach? Who am I?
Will Levis in the process of throwing a pick six.
Oh, no. I was going to say Rory McIlroy, but close. That was a close guess.
You did the surrender cobra.
It was amazing. I mean, so for that, I mean, we're about to get into it. I know me and Zach are going to have different opinions on the Masters this year. We're going to have different opinions, and mine's the correct one, obviously. But before we get into our opinions, let's go ahead and talk about what beers we got drinking tonight. Hopefully, at home, you guys are drinking beers with us, drink along with us. Have a good time.
You know, way to have a good time.
Beers.
Well, I mean, that makes me sound like an alcoholic, but I'm not.
What's that line by Bruce Willis? Have a few beers, have a few laughs. Anyway,
Zane, I'm so depressed that you got that so wrong.
Well, what is it, Zach? You say the line.
Come on out to the coast, drink a few beers, have a few laughs.
He didn't say it that softly, but okay. So
yeah, he's doing it in an event. Of course, he says it softly. Come on out to the coast, John. We'll drink a few beers.
Zach, how about you tell me what you're drinking right now before I smack a hoe?
I'm having a Free State of Smith Brewing Company Red Wave. I wonder if I can get it to focus on that. There we go.
There you go. It's a little bit better.
There we go.
And it's still blurry.
It's fine.
We've still failed. And I am drinking a less formidable beer, but nonetheless a fine Pilsner, a Miller Lite with an American little flag on it, little Americanism showing through, national patriot pride, baby. Super. Yeah, I mean, so I don't see why we don't just get into it, and then the tertiary details we can get into later, you know, like obviously the Wesley Bryan thing.
Yeah.
I want to talk about, you know, we'll talk about we'll talk about us, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But Zach, what were your keys takeaway from the event, from the Masters this past weekend? I mean, so I just want to hear your raw take, and go off, King.
You know, it's really great. You know, I want to say first off, I didn't even think it was possible. So I don't know if you guys saw the preview episode for the Sunday round that we shot. It was a shorter one. It was a good episode though. We had some fun. On that preview episode, I said I didn't think there was a chance Rory could win. And you know what? I was wrong. And I admit when I'm wrong. I want to give a huge shout out to the Make-A-Wish Foundation for making that young man's dreams come true.
Oh my God.
It'll forever be known in my mind as the Make-A-Wish Masters. But congrats to Rory on winning the career Grand Slam. Super happy for him.
Dude, I just don't get all these sour grapes by you and the other Liv fans. I don't get it.
Okay, first off, what makes me a Liv fan?
You dug your heels in because you're spouting the same things that like the X account Liver and Onions is spouting out. And it's just I don't
even know what that X account is.
It's sad seeing, somebody being so angry all the time.
Okay, so here's why I call it the Make-A-Wish Masters. Okay,
let's hear it.
If you're the leader on the final day in a major, where the score going into the day, where most people are under par,
okay,
and you are under par at the turn and shoot over par for the day because you had a horrible back nine, it's just not it. Like, I don't like that. I want to see a couple guys play some good golf. That's what I want to see.
Dude, it's the hardest course in America.
The Masters is not even
maybe
close.
Not. But it's one of the hardest courses to play.
No, it is not.
It's so exactly. This is how hard
definitely
it is.
Not.
Can I just can you let a hoe talk for a second? Thank you.
You're wrong.
I'm 100% right. This is a course that they get to play every year. And even past people that have taken on the golf course at their best and won the event can struggle and shoot over par for all 4 rounds. That's crazy. And for you to say that it's not one of the hardest courses in America is crazy.
It's not.
It's nuts. We've played harder. I'm not arguing. Oh my God. I'm not arguing we haven't played tougher courses than Augusta. That's not the argument I'm making. The argument I'm making is it is one of the harder courses in America because even the leaders who have played, Rory McIlroy has played that tournament how many times?
14?
Probably more than that. So he's played it ever since probably his PGA Tour debut because he was ranked OWGR at that point. So he's been doing it ever since he was a rookie on the PGA Tour. As a rookie, so he's played it forever. This is which time he's won it? Shooting what score? We're shooting what? What did he shoot?
11 under.
11 under. For how many days?
4.
4 days. So 4
he
days.
Shot over par on the last day.
You do okay. My point. You're making my point.
How?
He's playing some of the best golf in the world right now. And you'd be a crazy.
I'm not even disagreeing with that.
Okay.
I'm saying that if
he shot 11 under.
It took a damn near course record round for Justin Rose to tie him. If anyone, by the way, Zane, I owe you a shot and you owe me a shot on this episode. So
yeah, you're right. Do you have a shot with you? Because I do.
I can make one.
Okay, cool. We'll do that at the end.
Okay. Shout out to Patrick Reed, by the way.
Shout out to Patrick Reed.
But like, if anyone had made a push,
we should do a shot for every putt he missed on 13. That's pretty.
Golly,
funny.
That's
a lot of shots.
That's a lot of shots.
That's a lot of shots. It's 4 actually.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone near the top had made a run,
yeah,
he doesn't win.
Zach, but my point you're making, I feel like you're making my point for me. That course is so hard that Ludwig Aberg tripled. Now he just shot the bet on 18, but Ludwig Aberg and all the other guys in the hunt played the way they did, and the only guy to catch Rory McIlroy had his best major round ever Best round in a major.
Because he was so far back. I mean, said Justin Rose was out of it.
I know that.
Because it was inconceivable with the way that Rory had been playing that he was going to shoot over par. And then
Yes.
what does he do? He does what Rory does in day 4 at the Masters. He does an absolute choke job. It's the first time I've ever seen someone choke away a championship.
Everybody did it. Everybody did it. Reed did it. Oberg did it. DeChambeau did it.
By the way, Oberg does not get enough hate.
You're pointing out Rory's performance. And 5 out of...
But all those guys shot under par for the day.
But Rory put himself in the position where he could shoot what he shot in order to win. No?
I guess.
Yeah, it's not an I guess. It's a yes. It's a yes.
Rory won the tournament.
4 days ago.
Listen. Rory won the tournament. I'm not just saying he didn't win the tournament. I'm saying it's the first time I've ever seen someone choke away an event and win.
It's not the first time you've seen it. Yeah, I'm sure if you rolled back the time machine,
First time I can remember seeing it so blatantly like that.
I'm sure we've seen it so many times. I'm 100% sure of it. And to be fair, like Rory, like it is impressive. You can obviously draw two different conclusions from this stat, but I draw the conclusion that it's really impressive how he played other than this. He's the only Masters champion to have 4 double bogeys in the tournament. Yeah. That's never happened before. I view that as impressive because it takes you coming back. Like it takes you having the mental fortitude to put up the low numbers on other holes.
So he had 2. Did he have 2 double bogeys day 1 and then 2 on day 4?
I think so. And so that's the thing. It's like you have to give him mad props for I'm sure after day 1 he thought he wasn't going to win. Like
I don't know about
how do you not look at that? And here's my problem with the whole live crew and this whole
okay. I resent that.
I know you're not gonna. I'm not even putting you into that camp, bud. I know you're gonna.
You already did earlier.
So. Okay, it was a joke. You took it way too seriously. The point I'm trying to make is you get this whole contrarian view just because it's anti-PGA Tour this, and I'm very sympathetic to that side. Very sympathetic to that side. I agree with that side all the time. But the problem is you can't look at the Masters this year and go, Rory didn't deserve it. Rory this, Rory that. Rory played himself out of the tournament in the first round and then played himself back in it on the following 2. That's impressive. And not only that, gave himself enough of a lead he could shoot over par, get to a playoff with Justin Rose, who had his career Masters round. He was the only one that did it on the leaderboard, and he still won it. I mean, it took Patrick Reed to shoot what Patrick Reed shot. It took him holing it out from the fairway on 17.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just a chance shot. Like, yeah, it's a great shot. Everybody agrees with that. But everybody knows a hole out is a chance shot.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like he had to do that in order. And he choked on 13. Sure. Might say what you want about that. He could have just 1-putted or 2-putted. And he'd be in the playoff with him. But he didn't. You know? And none of the guys on the leaderboard other than Justin Rose played the golf required to get even close to that, to get even close to McIlroy. He was the only one. And
I mean, this doesn't change my outlook on Rory's majors this year at all. That's all I'm saying.
So what do you think?
I still think that if it's tight, I think Rory is going to lose.
And that's a fair judgment. I mean, he did look nervy. Everybody saw it.
I mean, he
looked nervy He looked nervy.
Wedge shots, putts.
Yeah.
With the chips were down, the Buffaloes were empty.
I agree with you. There were also moments of brilliance. The shot on 15. God.
Listen. I don't think Rory
Hold on,
gets nervous over full swings. And you know what? I think his caddy did a hell of a job of telling him to stay aggressive with his iron play.
Yeah.
Because I think if Rory would have tried to step off the gas and laid up there,
Yep.
I think there's a better chance he bogeys than going for it.
I 100% agree with you. Well, and Rory, like, and this goes to show for those of you out there that are playing in events like me and Zach, this just goes to show that if you have like for instance, I'm an automatic drawer of the ball. Zach knows it, right? If I have the chance to smash hook one versus, lay it up and it's a hard hole and I just want to get over the water. I mean, Rory didn't know he was going to put it where he put it.
Yeah.
And there's no way. We even talked about it at work, and those guys are way more Rory lovers than I am, PGA Tour lovers. So they were rooting for Rory, obviously. And I think, and we all agreed he didn't try to do that. He's just trying to smash hook a club.
Yeah.
He's just trying to smash hook his iron, trying to get it,
as long as he gets it on the line he wants to start it on and it hooks, he's happy with whatever result happens.
Correct, because he knows he's going to get over the water.
Yeah.
Good contact, he gets over the water. He knows that, and that's why he did what he did. But it does, you're exactly right. It does take being mentally tough to still hit that shot. Come on, man.
Like I said in the preview for round 4, Rory is best when he's playing aggressive. He does not play well with the lead, especially in majors on a Sunday.
Correct.
So when he is absolutely collapsing on the back nine and he hits another bad tee shot, which his driver wasn't that great Sunday compared to the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And he's out of position, his caddy gives him the green light to go for it. Or pushes him to go for it, I assume.
How do you know it was his caddy that chose to do that?
I know that's a conversation that had to have happened.
So that's all speculation that it was a caddy. That it wasn't Rory just saying, I'm going to go for it.
It might have been. And
No.
Zane, I'm just saying that the caddy and the player had a conversation.
Sure.
I'm not saying that it was 100% the caddy. I'm just saying that the caddy, even if it's just Rory making the decision, caddy backing him in that situation, good job on the caddy. Okay? Is that okay? Is that a fair statement to make, Zane?
Fine, but that's still just speculation.
Okay, fine. It was a wizard in a tower that said, bubbity boo, Rory, go for it. I'm speculating. Zane, that's the most pointless statement ever. Everything is speculation.
But you said it matter-of-factly. You said the caddy must have given him the green light, or the caddy gave him the green light to do it. First off, I agree with you that the caddy and him had a conversation. They always have a conversation.
That's all I was saying. It was not that deep, and you've blown it way out of proportion.
No, what it sounded like to me.
I was trying to give the caddy some compliment, but no, you're right, Zane. It was all Rory McIlroy. The caddy sucked. In fact, it was probably his fault that Rory shanked the wedge shot and then missed 4 3-footers. I don't know.
I'm saying it's always the player.
So the caddy has nothing to do with it.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
it's always the players.
The onus always falls on the player. You agree? You would agree with me. Everybody just wait. 3 years down the road on the same podcast, Zach is going to say the onus is on the player. I always say the onus.
I'm jumping off this topic because you're getting into stupid detail that we don't need. All I was trying to do is say, way to go, caddy.
We don't know way to go, caddy. We don't know that. You're the one bringing that out of the ether.
So
why can't you just say great choice to go for it? That's amazing, dude. That's amazing, dude. Anyway, point is, it was a great shot. It was a great shot. And I just think that a lot of the fans, both on the live and whichever side you're on, you gotta appreciate the win, and you gotta appreciate the way this tournament turned out. It was a roller coaster of a day. Would you not agree?
Yeah, it was a roller coaster.
Dude, you gotta be able to take some criticism. You gotta be able to do this.
It's not even criticism because you're criticizing something I didn't even say. And it's
No,
just
I'm
frustrating.
pointing. No, can I say
Yeah, Zane,
back up?
keep talking.
Back up. No, back up. I was saying because you said great call by the caddy, right? That's what you said. Everybody can roll back the tape and they can hear it. What I was
Zane, we
saying
don't need to
was
talk about this. Just continue. I
what I
wasn't even disagreeing. I was just trying to say Caddy did a good job at reinforcing his players' best intentions, which Rory probably knows he plays best when he's aggressive. So going for it there is the right call. That's all
yeah,
I was saying.
I
And
thought.
Zane made it a big
Can I
deal.
just say this? Can I say this?
Yeah, sure, Zane.
From what you said, it sure sounded like you were taking all the credit away from Rory because it sounded like it was something that sounded like some, and that's why I asked the question to you. I said, did the caddy like say it? And then you said, no, it's just a guess. Like it's just I would have thought it would have had to happen. The way you said it was like the way you said it initially was the caddy pushed him to go for it, and he went for it. And I thought you were taking that from like an interview that Rory did after the fact.
No.
And the problem is, Zach, is that's what you said. And I would encourage you to go back.
Rory hit a great shot there. He was
Thank
aggressive, and that's great for him.
Thank you.
Shout out to the caddy for carrying his bag. That's all he did.
I'm gonna.
All right, now can we continue?
Yeah, we can continue. We can continue. But it was. I mean, it was a really great Masters championship, and I'm just. It saddens me to see it saddens me to see all the controversy after the fact. I'm sure Zach, you saw the Bryson interview.
Yeah, the nothing burger that was
The
turned
nothing
into
burger
something.
was the yeah. That's exactly right.
By the way, I'm gonna call someone out here. PGA Tour player.
Call him out. Call him out.
I just want to make sure I get him right. I'm gonna pull him up on screen.
Wait, no, you're not going into the WB stuff yet, right?
No.
Okay, good. Okay. Anyway.
No, he might have commented on it as well, but that's not
who
I'm talking about. Ben On.
What did Ben On tweet?
He tweeted something snarky about how what does Bryson expect them to be best friends or something? It's like, dude.
This is not that deep. This is not that deep.
I gotta find the tweet.
So real quick, can I show you this? So this is, I just want people to see the cut up version and then see the full version. Can I do that? Before you should find the tweet? Can I show that? So this, just for people out there not knowing what we're talking about, after the round, Bryson was obviously Bryson gives his time to the media, and good on him for it, even though he lost, and he's obviously feeling the sting of losing a major, the same sting Rory McIlroy felt at the U.S. Open and decided he didn't want to speak to any press and he wanted to get out of there as fast as humanly possible. Yeah, that's a dig on Rory. And so this is what golf.com clipped up this video, and let's see it here.
Did you speak to him in there? How's he doing? Do you know?
No idea. Didn't talk to me once all day.
Did you try and initiate conversation with Rory at all?
He wouldn't talk to me.
So if you watch that, Zach, what is the demeanor of Bryson in that? What does it look like he's feeling in that moment?
I mean, probably disappointment, probably.
Well, disappointment, but like more so, it seems like I saw this originally and I thought, man, Bryson looks really annoyed that Rory didn't talk to him. Like, I think it's a little kind of childish to care whether or not he talked to him, right?
Yeah.
That's what the flipped up version looks like. It looks like he's like babying out about the fact that Rory didn't talk to him when they were playing, right? Well, Here's the issue. If you watch the whole thing, here it is.
Did you speak to him in there? How's he doing? Do you know?
No idea. Didn't talk to me once all day.
What was the atmosphere like at everything?
Electric. I loved it, but he was just like, just being focused, I guess. So It's not me, though.
Did you try and initiate conversation with Rory at all?
He wouldn't talk to me.
Did you?
So now you see that's still a clip there between the two questions. But Zach, what's your feeling now toward that interaction?
It felt like the second answer was just like, why are we just still talking about this?
Yes, it seems like a throwaway. Yes, it's
Yeah.
exactly right, Zach. It seems like it's just thrown away. It's like, you just want to talk to me.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like. And everybody blew this, and the PGA Tour tweeted it out, and all these guys tweeted it out like, oh, look at how such a poor sport this guy is. Let alone, like, people forgetting. We're old enough. Everybody's old enough to effing remember when Rory just stormed out of the course after losing to Bryson
Yeah.
at the U.S. Open at Pinehurst.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Like, this is the childishness of this whole live versus PGA Tour bullshit. It doesn't make, like, just enjoy the game, especially when it comes to the Masters. Just enjoy the game. Don't clip up a thing that a guy says in the heat of the moment. In fact, I've got a little clip here from Shane Lowry talking about like why, like, how we should treat these interviews. So let's go ahead, and I disagree with him, but here it is. This is Shane Lowry.
No, I'm not going to stand there and talk about Rory for 10 minutes. I'm trying to win the tournament as well, so I know that's what you all want me to talk about, but I've just had a finish. I've got a chance to win the Masters tomorrow. I'm going to hit some balls. I enjoyed every bit of today, and then I hit that putt in 17, and gee, I couldn't believe it. I thought I did a great holding the one back, and then I just hit a very poor tee shot on 18. But I'm going to go, and we talked about Colin Morikawa a few weeks ago. I think we need time. I think I need a half an hour now to sit there and gather my thoughts. I can't be coming to talk to you guys straight away. It shouldn't be happening. I don't agree with it. Tennis players have to talk to the media, but they have half an hour or an hour before they have to do it. I feel like we should have the same thing, and that's how I feel. Like I'm probably going to say something stupid. I probably already have said something stupid because I'm pissed off right now. So I'm just going to leave. Okay.
No,
thank you.
Shane, thank you.
So, Zach, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. It's understandable frustration for sure.
Yeah, well, so my thought on it is that I kind of agree with the whole waiting thing, but then obviously you'd need players to wait, and they don't really want to wait.
Yeah.
But, like, I do want them to give the media some time after they lose. I think it's beneficial for the sport. I think it's also just good sportsmanship and good gamesmanship to after you lose a tournament like that, to give them time, because like we were talking about, they are the fans. They're the reason you have an event. They're the reason why you get paid the money you do. I think it needs to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
The problem is that people will cut up. Now they didn't cut up with Collins. So Collins, we already went over Collins thing. That's not like a cut job. But they cut up what Bryson said, not making it sound like he's more perturbed than he is. And that's just ridiculous. And no wonder. Can I just say this? No wonder players like Shane Lowry and players like Colin Morikawa don't give the media more time, because that's just effing ridiculous. Like, to cut it up the way they did, it's just stupid. It's just really kind of maddening. And that kind of stuff. So, everybody remembers the bunker incident with Bryson, how he was saying, like, you can't show that because it's going to hurt my reputation. Like, that is a smear job, that cutting up of that video, making it look like he's pissed because Rory didn't talk to him in the final round of a Masters. And
it's 100% a smear job.
100% a smear job. He doesn't care. Bryson cares that he just lost the Masters. That's what he cares about. Yeah. He cares that he missed a dozen greens out there. That's what he cares about. He doesn't give two flying shits what Rory McIlroy talked to him about on the golf course that day. So that alone should tell you everything you need to know about the media out there. And again, we've already gone over the media that we hate. The journalists who, through this whole live PGA Tour saga, have just lied their asses off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
And so-
100%.
So
We're about to talk some
kind
more
of
about it.
I kind of feel for the players in that regard. So like Colin Morikawa, even though I disagree with your fundamental premise that you don't owe anybody anything, man, I'm really glad I'm really glad you didn't stay. You talk, and then they smear you as some kind of butthole.
Yeah.
Same thing on Shane Lowry's part.
Yeah.
It's amazing they released that whole thing on Shane Lowry. Well, it's not amazing because he's on the PGA Tour side. If he wasn't, though, can you imagine the cut kind of job they do on that little tape? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They wouldn't have it at the end where he said the thing about like, I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, I'm not trying to do anything, but da 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 da. They wouldn't have had that disclaimer in there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Um,
What do you talk, Zach.
I mean,
Talk too long.
it's kind of shocking that hit piece. I mean, that's what it is. Let's not mince words about it. It's a hit piece by golf.com.
100%.
It's a hit piece. Just plain and simple. That's what it is. It's kind of shocking.
I don't think it's that shocking.
I think it is.
I
think it is because
here's
here's the reason why. Here's the reason why.
Uh-huh.
And maybe it is just a clash, and maybe it's I hate to even call it this. Maybe it's old media trying to denigrate new media with Bryson and his YouTube channel.
Could be.
But like, if that's the case, I mean, what a horrible way to do it. Because it's not like the full clip doesn't exist. It was exposed less than like 2 hours later.
Mhm.
So like, what are we thinking here, guys? Like, why put it out as like Bryce is really upset that Roy wouldn't talk to him?
Yep.
And then I saw some people tweeting out about how laser focus was the game plan, which is like, yeah, no shit. He's playing for the Masters.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, not talking to Bryson was the plan all along. And it's like, okay.
Yeah. Big surprise.
This is what passes for journalism nowadays. But I mean, it's kind of shocking to see it in golf media in this form. But hey, welcome to 2025.
Mm-hmm.
So next up.
Well, hold on. I just want to go through because it's the Masters. I got to go through some of these great little things here, real quick about the Masters. Some of the shots that were made. First off, it's really cool that we get like behind the scenes footage. Let's go ahead and do this. This is Rory, entering into where's that go? There he is. So this is Rory entering into the locker room, the champions locker room, and it's just a really cool moment. So I just really wanted to share that with you guys. It is really cool. God, man.
Very nice.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, Zach. We'll get to it in a second. The reaction that Rory had, the winning putt. How cool is that locker room? I just think that's like one of the coolest things ever. Look at that. Look at all the old clubs. God, what kind of moment that is for Rory McIlroy. And again, I don't like the guy. And I'll be 100% honest and upfront about that. I'm not this guy that's gonna shift on the wind just because a guy won the Masters. But
like you are
okay, bud. That's just because you're.
I mean, just watch Rory walk around with a smirk on his face.
That's just because I know because I'm more empathetic than you. Just put it.
Must be true.
100% true.
I can
I disagree.
I
can put myself I can 100% put myself into Rory's shoes.
I can't because I can't imagine being that bad of a person.
Dude, come on. Like,
I can't imagine.
how? So this let's watch this real quick. Hold on just a sec. Hold your horses. So this right here.
Here was that putt.
Hold on. Oh, that's the putt by Justin Rose. That was amazing, by the way. That was him on 18
Yeah.
to force the playoff.
Here was that putt.
It was brilliant.
What is this? A CBS broadcast? We're gonna watch the same putt 20 different times.
Okay, shut up. And they do that though.
No, I know. I noticed
do
that
that,
on
yeah.
broadcast. I was like, okay, we saw the putt.
Where is it? Here it is.
And then they
So,
just started showing angles of the crowd, which is like, I get it, but
this is it.
One look. Rory back and through, and he's made it! He's done it!
So like you're telling me
It's a grand slam!
how genuine is that reaction by McIlroy, Zach?
it's
On
genuine.
his knees, bent down in emotion, clutching his head.
That kid, I say kid, he's not a kid. That man has been dreaming about winning the Masters ever since he was a little boy, more than any other major. It's the only major that he has eluded him his entire professional career. How old is Rory McIlroy?
30.
How old is Rory McIlroy? Rory McIlroy is already 35 years old. Tiger Woods had like 4 of them by that age. And you're telling me you don't find that the least bit tear-jerking?
No.
So then you're just not sympathetic. I mean, I get it.
No, so here's the thing. I get it. Guys experiencing raw emotion, that's fine. Okay. But it's kind of like if I'm going to dial this analogy back.
Come on, buddy. What were you going to say?
No, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. It's kind of like if your worst enemy, like,
he's your worst enemy?
It's kind of like if your worst enemy wins a great victory, and which is like, that's, great for them. I hope they never win again.
He's your worst enemy? Are you for real?
He's probably my least favorite, like, professional golfer.
I mean, he might be one of mine too, but
Probably my
how
least
is
favorite.
that not like, I'm going to be honest with you. I was able to feel it.
Zane, okay, no, I'm going to pause you right there. Zane, you literally made fun of Bubba Watson for doing the same thing like 3 days ago.
It's a little different. And I told you at the time it was different.
How is it different?
I told you at the time. Because this is Rory McIlroy, a significantly better player than Bubba Watson. His whole career, not just a little while, the entire time, he was better than Bubba Watson. And Bubba Watson has 2 Masters championships. He has 2 green jackets, not really 2 green jackets, but he's won the green jacket twice. And Rory McIlroy hasn't won 1. And it's his number 1 major. It's the one that he always wanted to win growing up.
That's not what he said. That's not what he used to say.
What do you mean, what he used to say?
He used to say he wanted to win the Open.
I find that clip.
That's the one he wanted to always win. And
Find that clip. Find it. Before you start talking, I want you to find that clip. Ask Grok. Say, hey, Grok. Hey, Grok. Which major championship did Rory always say he wanted to win more than anything? And let's see what Grok says. I bet it comes up with an answer super quick. But my point is that I can definitely put he wanted to be as good as Tiger Woods. That's a fact. You said that.
for sure.
And he wanted to be as good as Tiger Woods, you have to do what? Win major championships. And not only that, what did Tiger Woods do at a very early age? Won the career Grand Slam. And he has failed to do that time and time and time again. And then he finally has a chance to break through, and he does it. And I'll tell you what, Rory McIlroy last year, that same putt would have lost the tournament to Justin Rose. Rory McIlroy this year, he made it. And that, I mean, just the level of grind, the level of mental fortitude. I mean, that was center cup the whole way. The level of mental fortitude it took.
Are you serious?
What do you mean? Are you serious?
Are you serious? Are we hyping up a 2.5 foot putt?
Zach, is this 2.5 feet? Let's go back and watch. That's 2.5 feet?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, it's about a 3-footer. All right.
It was center cup the whole way.
Yeah, it was. And let's be real. Let's be 100% honest, Zach.
Uh-huh.
Let's be 100% honest.
Yeah, let's be 100% honest.
Justin Rose hit it where?
On that hole?
Yeah.
I think it was 22 feet away.
Right over the pin. That's the right answer. Right over the pin. Rory can't see the putting surface from where he's at. I mean, for all Rory knows, Justin Rose is sitting tight.
Okay.
Right over the pin.
What does that have to do with him hitting a 2.5 foot putt?
No, it has to do with where he hit that second shot, bud. He knocked it 2.5
the same
feet.
shot in round one. It's just don't leave your club face wide ass open and put it in the bunker on the right.
Oh my gosh, Zach.
I mean, literally got a do-over of 18. That's another thing. The Masters, get rid of that. Redo 18. I hate
You're
that.
so crazy.
That's
dude.
like one of the worst holes out there.
That's a take. Snap.
It is.
Snip,
It is.
Snip that
Hot
one.
take. Hot take.
Snip that
The
one.
Masters playoff is terrible.
You mean it's like the oldest style of playoff in golf where you go 18-10, 18-10, 18-10? Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking
better
about,
holes
bud?
on that course.
18's a hard hole. What are you talking about?
18's not a hard hole, dude.
I'm sorry, bud, but as many people like you're just full of shit right now.
I want to see it. Hold on. Scoring
as many
average,
people as many times as you've seen people crumble on 18,
Augusta,
you can't possibly say that. You can't possibly tell me that's not a difficult golf hole. Holy shit. Dude, you have to lace it. It's got pine trees left and right. You can't cut the corner. The only way to get around the corner is to cut it. You can't be saying that. You know, that's just insanity talking.
It's barely in the top half of hardest holes on that course.
Okay.
By scoring average.
And you realize that course is, we've already talked about this. I don't need to repeat myself. That course is a really tough golf course. Right?
It's not.
There's no drivable par fours.
What?
There's no drivable par fours.
Okay, there's not at Bethpage Black or Pinehurst.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm sure Pinehurst number 2 is harder than the Masters.
I'm not saying the Masters, the Augusta National is easy, but it's not what I would consider one of the hardest courses.
You just said 18 is a throwaway hole. So easy. And then it's in the top half of the hardest holes at Augusta.
It's the 7th hardest hole in the course.
7th hardest? No.
By scoring average. Although, to be fair, you also have Aber going out there throwing up triple bogeys for no reason.
Hey, it won't matter, dude. It all averages out. I just can't believe you just said that. I just can't believe it. That's nuts. That's wild.
Why is that?
What do you mean? Why is that wild?
No,
let's
I'm
ask.
done with this conversation. I'm
let's
done.
ask Grok.
I'm done. I'm gonna mute him. He's gonna bring up AI. I'm so done with it. I'm so done. I don't want to listen to Grok. I don't want to listen to Grok. I want to have your opinions, not Grok's opinions. I don't care what Elon Musk AI thinks. I care what you think. That's why I have you on the show instead of a robot next to me.
It's not about what I think. It's about facts. It's about the fact that
the facts.
I know, and it's
on the
okay. And you looked up the scoring average for this year's Masters, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, I couldn't find day 4, but I imagine that whole location's easier than it is some days. So, because you have the backstop there. I mean, everything funnels to that hole, right and behind.
Okay.
I'm saying it's one of the easier pin locations on the hole. So day 4,
It's
it would
tucked by the bunker. I don't know if that would be really considered easy.
what?
It's tucked by the bunker. I don't know if
But
I would.
your landing zone on that hole should never be short of the pin. Ever. With where that pin is, should never be short of the pin. You're going to the yardage or beyond.
Zach, most people have like 7 irons into that green. Justin Rose had an 8 iron into that green. Rory McIlroy had a gap wedge in that green.
Okay.
Rory McIlroy, because
a
he hit
short
a
iron or
drive,
a wedge? You're right. Toughest hole on the golf course.
I didn't say toughest hole in the golf course, bud. You're doing strawman again. We talked about this. Okay? We talked about this. You need to see the Wizard of Oz to see if you can get you a brain.
I've got a brain. I'm just out of patience. Does he have some of that?
That's a good joke. That's solid, Zach. I just think it's one of those things where I think he's getting a lot of hate from your side of this whole spiel.
I think he's getting way too much glazing. Oh my god!
I agree with the glazing.
Glazing is crazy.
Can we go over the glazing?
Let's go over the glazing.
Let's go over the glazing.
The reason I'm going so hard is because of the glazing I've seen in golf media over the past.
This is
4 or 5 days.
Let me share it. Go ahead and pull it up. This is it. This is the glazing. You have Kyle Porter. We've already talked about Kyle Porter's bad takes. Sometimes he's a good reporter, but the greatest Masters of my lifetime. Zach, me and you are both old enough. We both lived 2019.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This isn't even close. It's good. It's good Masters. Really
I'm not
close.
sure if it's top 5
highs and lows. No, it's not top 5. No, it's not top
5. How old is Kyle Porter? I think everyone that's in.
He's as old as we are. He's 30. Huh? He's probably got to be 30.
So he's seen more Masters than me, and it's not even in my top 5.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. This is the greatest Masters of my lifetime. That's just false. You're putting freaking Phil Mickelson's Masters and Tiger Woods Masters below this Masters performance? No, sir.
Come on.
No,
dude.
Sir. Dude, no. Mm-mm. And Tiger Woods' final Masters performance, which was just unreal at his age to do it against
the
younger
great thing
players.
about that performance too is there were so many guys in the hunt.
Yes. Oh my God.
There were like 4 or 5 guys
all together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no. And there's been several even before then that were just so good.
Well, I think
so great
like
to watch.
Louis Oosthuizen,
Bubba
Watson.
Oh my God. Yeah,
to win in a playoff like that, and both the guys played well on Sunday.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah, and he
Both
pulled out from the fairway.
He made an
on
albatross,
2.
only like the 5th all time at the course.
Come on, man. Like I just so disagree that this was the best Masters of his lifetime. You just haven't been paying attention there, Kyle.
You're a Glazer to say this. You're 100% a Glazer, and I value your opinion a little bit less now.
I tweeted back. I said you have to be high to tweet something like this because you do. You got to be high. That's you got to be high. Now,
wait, what's that? What? Oh, that tweet underneath. Oh, yours.
This one. Oh. So never give up on your dreams. No,
back, go back.
Go back.
No, back.
This one.
Surprise! No new superstars. Bad golf when you shoot 73 in perfect conditions on final day and win. I agree, native Texan. I agree.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's my man.
Then new nuclear golf. I mean, they had some glazing a little bit. This isn't really glazing. This is just never give up on your dreams. I agree with that. I thought it was amazing that he won it. I just hate
Masters history. Oh my God.
I just really hoped he didn't. Oh yeah, this one right here. Yeah, is that the one you're thinking about? The greatest shot in Masters history.
Greatest shot. It was down. You went way too far up.
Oh yeah, this shot happened yesterday. It's the same shot.
It's the same shot. It's not even close to the greatest in Masters history. Like it's really not.
Where was it?
Is way down.
No, it was up. It was up. It's got to be up
I
here.
think he went past it again.
Nope, I didn't.
Yeah, because it
I
wasn't.
had to have.
Yeah.
Why can't I see it?
Just remember.
This is
right
it.
there.
Yeah. So this is again flushing it. This is just glazing. Let's watch it.
100% glazing.
So this was a great shot. This is a shot.
Turns over. 7 iron. 207.
Hook. Smash hook.
6 iron yesterday, set up an eagle.
Look at
Is
that.
this enough? It is.
That is such a hard green. Look at this.
Yeah. Great shot. Not the greatest in Masters history.
No.
I think, again, I go back to Bubba Watson out of the woods.
Yep.
And hit like a 40-yard slice to like 10 feet for eagle and then
Hook,
made the
hook.
putt.
Hook. He hit a hook.
Oh, yeah. Did he hit a hook?
Yeah, 100% he hit a hook. Yep.
Yeah, he did. Never mind.
He's left-handed.
Yeah. Hit like a 40-yard hook out of the trees. Not
Pine,
out of the fairway.
no. Pine straw.
Yeah, out of the pine
Which
straw.
is harder to do.
Yes.
Because your low point has to be perfect. His
And
low
then
point didn't need
made
to
the
be
putt
perfect.
for eagle.
Yes. No,
that's-
not eagle. Not eagle. Not eagle.
I thought
not
it was for eagle.
Birdie. They
Oh.
played. That was hole 10.
Gotcha.
Hole 10. Yep.
But he made the putt. What did Rory do with his putt?
I know.
Missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Like an absolute.
Yeah. It's one of those things where the
What is
glazing.
that? What does that tweet say? Go back down.
No, because it's a 7 iron. Trying to do it with a 4 iron with no sweet spots and shafts from the 80s. Oh, hang on. Jack did it heaps of times and made the putt. Fair dinkum. Go and do your research. I don't know anything about that. That's unsubstantiated, Ivan V. Unsubstantiated. I don't do unsubstantiated shit. All right. Sorry for cussing so much, guys. I really.
Oh, dude, you guys aren't even ready for cussing. The next topic has got me fired up.
All right. I'll let
Let me tell you.
Zach take it away here in a second. This is the winning moment. I'm not going to go
We
through all that
already
again.
watched that. I don't
We
want
already-
to see it again.
I know Zach's butt hurt. Zach's butt hurt a little bit about it.
We've done enough Rory glazing tonight. Zane,
This
okay?
this last thing on the
You take it out of your
Masters.
mouth. We're good.
Last thing on the Masters. This is kind of funny. Did Spieth? Let's talk about this.
Yes,
Did
100%.
Spieth intentionally hit
Yes.
this guy in the nuts?
1,000%. You can see the smile on his face after he does it too. Watch.
Right
Blink.
the dick.
See, look, he can't even stop himself from smiling.
You think he did? You think he actually did?
Yeah, look,
Right the dick.
He had to have.
he looked at the man's junk and
Does
then
he know
put his
that
foot
guy?
down.
You think he knows him?
Had to have. Had to have.
Right the dick.
I mean, you could have turned the sound off so we didn't have that guy saying right in the dick 4
That's
times.
Dave Portnoy. I think it's funny. Yeah, that was hilarious, him doing that. Anyway, yeah.
Mudball.
Yep. Anyway, that's all I've got on the Masters situation.
Congrats to Rory on your career Grand Slam.
Mhm.
Sincerely happy for your success. Hopefully you can win another Open and then win an away Ryder Cup so you can retire.
Well, and what I hope this means is, and I know, all joking aside, I hope this means that the majors this year are going to be better. Not better, sorry. This was really good. I just mean as far as like on the final day, I do want to see Rory had the chance to run away with it. Now Rory didn't run away with it. We all know that
Rory.
because he's Rory
Can't
and he
help
did Rory
himself.
things. He did Rory things. And I think that's just because it meant so much to him, right? Light's shown absolute brightest. And, you know, it's easier when it's the Players' Championship and you don't – it's not that he doesn't care that he doesn't win the PGA. It's that this mattered way more to him than winning the Players' Championship. So that's why he doesn't mess up in a playoff with J.J. Spawn, right? But when it comes to playing well in the final day at Augusta, it's a little different. It's a little different.
So I don't know if you heard this, Zane. It's from your favorite Danny boy.
Oh my God!
So he now predicts that
PayPal?
Rory will. Yeah, he now predicts that Rory will finish with 10+ majors.
So real quick, my take on this whole situation, because I've seen that from not just Dan, a lot of people are tweeting it out like, oh, the shackles are off. He's finally going to do it. He's going to win 5 green jackets now. Guys, the reality is probably he's going to win more majors because he's got the weight off his shoulders. Zach disagrees. I think he's 35. I think he's playing the best golf in his life, best golf ever he's played. And I think that he is going to win more majors.
I think his U.S. Open at Congressional is the best golf he's ever played.
Probably. Best 4 rounds he ever played.
Best tournament. I mean, he lapped the field.
Yeah, it was amazing.
He could have shot 80 the final day and won by 3.
It was amazing. So that was amazing. He's still playing aggregately, like altogether.
He's still playing great. He's playing great right now.
He's playing the best golf. He even talked about this after the Masters. He is the most complete player he's ever been. I agree with that. I agree with his self-assessment and the point that I want to, which is amazing because he's not number 1 in the world. But that also has to do. But here's the thing: that also has to do with the difference between OWGR taking like 2 years back versus like other ranking systems.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, with I believe this is going to unshackle him a little bit mentally. I think that he is going to rattle off a couple more majors. I don't see this being like the
opening of the floodgates.
Opening of the floodgates for Rory, mainly because of his competitors, right? I mean that you can't just say it's not a vacuum, right? You still have guys like Scotty, guys like Xander, who's still playing really, really good golf. It's not a vacuum. And then you have the live guys. You still have DeChambeau, right? You still
Patrick
have
Reed is going to be in contention at the Masters. He plays so well there.
Yeah, well, and not only that, Patrick Reed is probably going to be in contention other places now too.
Yeah.
So it's like because he's getting points on the Asian Tour and stuff like that. So Patrick Reed is going to be a formidable opponent. You've also got JT playing well finally now again. Thank God. Yeah.
New guys like Aubert.
Still
looking for his first major.
Yep. I just think this is not at all a guarantee. People are and I'm not being hyperbolic to say these guys like Dan Rappaport are saying it's almost a guarantee that he's going to win like 10 more majors.
He said he's going to win at least 8, but he predicts 10 plus. I think
that's crazy to me.
And so my whole thing is,
I agree, more majors.
What Rory showed me on Sunday at the Masters was what I expected from Rory.
Yeah,
in fact, it was worse than what I was expecting.
It was actually worse than you had predicted. You had predicted a 71.
I predicted a 71, and he shot 73.
Yeah, I remember.
So he didn't show me anything I didn't already know.
Steel trap.
What did I know? I knew he was going to lose his putter on the back 9. It was bound to happen. Guess what happened? He lost his putter on the back 9. 5-footers became unmakeable. They needed to be tap-ins.
That's a fair assessment.
2 or 3 times on the back 9 where he had a 5-footer to get himself to a place where he could not be caught.
Mm-hmm.
And he couldn't do it.
I agree.
So the putter's still a question mark in the clutch on Major Sunday. Can he put it together? We saw it last year at Pinehurst, and I saw it again here at the Masters. In contention on a Sunday, can Rory keep the putter hot on the back 9? I don't know. So far, the answer is no.
That's right.
He's got to show me otherwise.
Absolutely. Well, that kind of wraps up our Masters talk. But it was a great tournament. I really enjoyed it. I hope that all the majors are as entertaining as that one was. I want them to play better golf. I want them to play better golf on Sunday, obviously. But
yeah.
But it was entertaining. It was 100% entertaining. It was a roller coaster. I thought it was over. I was actually on my way to a date, and she wore a Masters green dress and white nails. So I was like, yeah, this is a good girl here. So, well, who knows? Maybe she watches this. But anyway, on the way there, that's when all that had unfolded.
I was watching all
I thought it was over on hole 12.
I thought it was too.
I thought it was over on hole 12. And I saw Rory lay up on 13.
And then you see Justin Rose go.
Well, here's the funny thing. I saw Rory lay up on 13 on the par 5, and I thought to myself, oh my God, he's getting. I thought it's like he's getting scared, like because I thought like even on a hole like 13, what's the downside for him taking a driver? What, he's over next to the trees, still a punch out, right?
Yeah.
I just thought it was crazy how he takes the 3-wood out.
I thought it was crazy that Bryson started playing safe early.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I was like, what are you doing?
Well,
dude?
and I don't think he's actually playing safe. I think, and he even said it himself, he just didn't feel right at all on his
and you could tell, I mean,
his club face.
His distances were so off.
And his club face was off.
But like even when he thought he hit good shots, it would come up, it would be
Either
5 yards
short,
long or 5 yards short of his landing zone.
Yep.
And on those greens, you just can't be that long or short of your landing zone or you're going to get punished.
That's
and he went long a couple times where you can't go long. And he went short a couple times where you can't come up short.
Correct.
And that's why he shot 70, was it 75
on
the final day?
Yeah, and he's gonna come back stronger from this. I really believe that. He's one of those guys that is more resilient the more he loses. It's not the opposite.
Yeah.
I don't think he's discouraged at all. I think.
By the way, how about that call on hole 1? I said there's going to be a 2-shot swing.
You did. Dude, you gotta start making these bets on things like that, and then I do more shots.
Well, I did make a bet on Patrick Reed, so
you did, and I'll do.
I was like, Patrick Reed has played better every day he's been there, and what did he do again?
Yeah, he played even better.
Shot 71,
and he could have been in.
69,
he could have been in it. He could have been in it with Justin Rose if he had just made a putt on 13. Damn.
Just any putt on 13.
Any putt on 13, and you're in the playoff. So. Anyway, super excited, but I am super excited for this year, Zach. I hope you are too. And,
yeah, I am.
Yeah,
I am. All right, now let's go into the topic that's really going to get me fired up.
Fired is going to get you fired. It might
fired up.
Fired. It might get him fired. Anyway, go ahead.
I don't think it'll get me fired. We got to talk about this hashtag free Wesley. When I heard the rumblings, but nothing was confirmed. Until
I think Monday Qualifier released it.
Yeah, Monday Q released it. Let me pull up the tweet.
Go ahead. Yeah, this is yours. Take it away.
Yeah, this is my thing. I'm the YouTube golf guy.
I followed it though. I'm with you.
Oh, this is interesting. I'm learning more as I read.
Please read it for the class, Zach.
Okay. So let me pull it up real quick.
You got to share with the class, buddy.
I'm pulling it up. It takes a second. Okay. So breaking. I spoke with Wesley Bryan this morning and confirmed that he is suspended for participating in the Live Duels event in Miami. He's talking about suspended from the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
I asked Wesley about this, about his time on tour, whether he regrets playing the event and what's next. As far as I've heard, he does not regret it at all.
Click it. Go ahead and read it. Why not? Is it not a clickable?
Nope.
There it is.
Clickable. At last year's Cross Punta Cana Championship, Wesley Bryan shot a final round 68 to finish runner-up to Billy Horschel. This year, Bryan is back at the Punta Cana Resort, but he is not competing in the tournament. The PGA Tour suspended Bryan indefinitely for participating in the Duels Miami, a YouTube match filmed at the Miami Live event. Bryan is at the Punta Cana Resort with his family, sharing a rental home with PGA Tour member Ben Martin and his family. We had this vacation planned for months, so I decided we would still come down. Bryan says, it's been a long time since we had a family vacation where golf wasn't involved. According to multiple people, Bryan was placed on probation the day after the Duels Miami was announced in March. The event featured 6 live golfers teaming up with 6 YouTube creators for a 9-hole scramble. The match offered a $250,000 purse, and the team of George Bryan and Sergio Garcia wanted a playoff over Bubba Watson and Luke Kwan. It's a pretty decent video if you want to go watch it. There's some tweaks I would have made, but it was pretty good. It was good.
Well, they had a little problem. I remember they had a problem releasing it.
There was a lot of back and forth on what type of video it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everyone now agrees that it should have been more YouTube-y and less like you're watching a golf broadcast.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's why you have the personalities there. The whole point of putting YouTube guys with these live guys is you get the personality of the YouTube creators, and you get a little bit more of the personality of the live guys.
Of course.
You get to know them as people, rather than just, oh, this guy hits
human
good golf shot.
beings.
Yes.
Human beings.
According to multiple people, Bryan's placed prediction at the day after the Duels Miami was announced in March. I already read that. According to multiple sources, all of the creators were informed through a third party that there was a potential for disciplinary action from the PGA Tour, including being excluded from any PGA Tour affiliated events and content going forward. We already talked about this.
Can I say this? Notice it says informed through a third party.
Yep.
Why? Why? That should be irrelevant. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Wesley Bryan should sue the PGA Tour.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Status.
We'll talk about that in a second. Multiple sources say the threats were later withdrawn, except for the potential disciplinary notice to Bryan. Bryan was suspended the day after the Duels match was posted on Horvat's YouTube channel. Horvat just announced that he had been offered a sponsor invitation to the PGA Tour's Barracuda Championship, but he has not yet accepted.
And this is, can we just put this out there? Horvat has been doing, Zach even sent me the video. I mean, Horvat's been doing these 2-on-2 things with Phil Mickelson, who is a part of the High Flyers, and releasing content on Phil's High Flyers channel, which is a live sanctioned team. You know what I mean? And so it's like, this is stupid. This is petty bullshit is what this is. Anyway.
It's 100% petty bullshit. 100% petty bullshit. And the dumbest thing is, you're going to extend a sponsor invitation to the guy who posted the video, and you're going to suspend a guy who played in the video. It wasn't on his channel. He hardly even got to promote his channel in the video. And you're going to suspend him, but you're going to invite the guy that made the content and that is currently making content with Phil Mickelson. And by the way, the content he's making with Phil Mickelson, half of it is on Grant's channel, and the second half is on Phil's channel. So both of them have to exist. If you watch one, you have to watch the other to see the conclusion of the match.
And notice the disciplinary notice to Bryan doesn't say that that was through the official channel of the PGA Tour. It could have very well been through the same freaking third party.
So we're going to go back to Monday Q info to read some more.
Let's do it.
Replying, so Grant plays in it and gets a tour invite, and Wesley's banned. How does that make any sense at all? It doesn't at all. It doesn't at all. It doesn't make any sense. Masshole Golf is an interesting name, number one. At Wesley Bryan Golf, at Brian Bros Golf. Can you confirm this? That is wild. I literally talked to Wesley. It says it all in the article. The entire article is confirming it.
Yeah, if you read the article, dude, that's why you don't just read the headline. People. Read the article if it has an article.
Oh, that is so brutal. If you were wondering what video you two were posted today, 1 hour ago, Wesley Bryan's PGA Tour victory in 2017 RBC Heritage. That is unbelievable. That is literally unbelievable.
That's a middle finger.
That's all it is. It's a middle finger.
It's like, hey, we own your image and likeness. You know?
One is a member that is beholden to the rules of said membership, and one isn't. It's really not that hard of a concept to grasp. A lot of people have said this about the grant exemption. Obviously, the members are subject to different rules. However, I'll remind everyone that the tour suspended anyone who played at a live event, non-member or member. James Piot is playing Corn Ferry Tour this week, suspended a year, never a member.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Sturps, but he's getting suspended for playing in an unsanctioned event. That only applies to tour players. They need to receive permission, just like the match. Tour players went to live Q school. Some didn't have permission and weren't disciplined. Again, you can agree with this suspension, but also understand that the tour has not been consistent with these things. They've never been consistent about anything.
Let's listen to the Any Given Monday thing on it.
Oh,
that's not
about this. No.
Gotcha. Never mind.
So, okay. I'm going to start with this. PGA Tour. I'm addressing you specifically. Actually, I'm going to address Jay Monahan specifically. And I mean this in all sincerity. I would rather professional golf die than have you be in charge of all of professional golf. You're the worst person on the planet. And if this is the way you govern a sport that I love, that I care about, that I breathe, I live, I die for, I don't want you anywhere near it. I would rather the sport die than you be in control of all of it. And that's a message to you, Jay Monahan. This is sickening to me. Absolutely sickening.
Yeah.
Because you know what? The people that are growing the game, being punished by the tour that's supposed to help promote the game of golf.
It's in their charter.
It's in their charter. We've talked about this. They're punishing people trying to help grow the game for doing a YouTube video, which is what it was. It was a YouTube video. Let's be 100% completely transparent about it. It would literally be like, it's literally like having Bryson on your channel.
And it's a scramble.
It's a scramble.
Yeah, it's a scramble. And so what does this mean? Does this mean that if I play in any exhibition match, televised or untelevised, say I'm doing a fundraiser, right, for my local school that I went to, do I need to submit that to the PGA Tour if I'm playing in like a little exhibition?
Yeah, you do.
I guess actually, I do.
PGA Tour, if you're looking for
I guess I do.
I got a notice out on one a member that might have played in some exhibitions. They were fundraiser events, but they were there and they were playing scramble.
Just saying, like
they had T-busters and mulligans, but I think it still counts.
I'm just saying this is one of those things where it's
I have never when I saw that.
Gross. It's
so
gross.
I thought the rumors weren't true when I found out that Grant had received a sponsor's exemption, because you can't do one and the other.
Sure they can.
You can't. You can, but you can't.
Not being consistent, you can't.
Exactly.
I think that it's very evident as to which fan base they're trying to go after. You know what I mean? It's very evident. They're trying to go after Grant Horvat's fan base by giving him the sponsors exemption.
By the way, Grant Horvat's fan base is Wesley Bryan's fan base. I hate to break it to
I know.
the PGA Tour.
I think they're crazy.
They're so those two channels.
There's so much crossover. Yeah.
So much crossover.
Yeah.
That all you're gonna do is enrage Grant's fan base.
And
I've seen
it's
fans
like
of
Barstool Golf. Yeah, it's like Foreplay and Bob Does Sports.
They're even less connected.
I get that, but it's, you know what I mean?
I mean, it's like it's crazy. It's crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's because there's so much crossover. Fans of Grant are tweeting at him, telling him not to play until Wesley gets his status back.
Yeah, if he does, Grant Horvat has no principles. I'm just saying.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm sure Wesley is telling him to play in it.
I'm sure he is. But until I see a public announcement from Wesley saying, hey, I've told Grant to go ahead and play in it, you got to back up your boy. You got to back up your boy.
I'm positive Wesley is telling him to play in it.
You've got to back up your boy.
I agree. I would do that. I'd say no way. Not until.
Not in a million years. I've got enough money.
Yeah.
Not a million years.
I mean, you're exactly right. They're trying to use Grant Horvat's fan base to boost the ratings.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Fair enough. But then don't, one of his best friends, don't stab him. Don't stab the best friend in the gut and then say, hey, you want to play my golf tournament?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. This is probably the most angry I've been at the PGA Tour. When I found out that they even sent the threats, I was incensed.
Yeah, we went over the threats. Yep.
We went over the threats a couple weeks ago. I was incensed at the threats. The fact that they have suspended Wesley Bryan and then gone around and said, Grant Horvat, we'd love to have you come out to the Barracuda.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just shows what it shows, Zane. It shows the hubris of an organization that is so cocksure of themselves that no one's going to take us down. We can do whatever we want, and there's no consequences.
That's right.
I think that consequences need to be levied, and we're going to talk about some of those potential consequences. Phil Mickelson tweeted out, here's a question. Normally when an entity violates independent contract law, they deny that it happened and forces the contractor or individual to prove that it did. In this case, the PGA Tour blatantly admits they are legally banning an independent contractor, so why doesn't the DOJ step in and enforce the law? Why does the individual have to sue the enforcer of law, or have to sue to enforce the law? DOJ, do your effing job. 100%.
Yeah. I mean,
100%. I didn't pull that up on screen, but there it is right there.
Yeah. So I mean, this is the thing is like this is the anti-competitive behavior we've seen from the very beginning with the PGA Tour. It's the very reason why they felt that it was a necessity to develop a for-profit entity to fight live.
Yep.
We've gone over how creepy that whole little snake is. Not talking about Monahan at this point, talking about the machine.
The machine that Monahan is in control of.
Yeah, correct.
All the pieces.
and that there's virtually zero way to get him out of control of it.
Yep.
If he's the CEO,
he's made himself indispensable.
He's indisposable.
Indisposable. That's right.
He's made himself indisposable. He can't be disposed of. Even if he's voted off by the player directors or the board of the PGA Tour, he will not leave because he is the CEO of this for-profit arm of the tour, which has no duty to the PGA Tour itself. And this is just one of the things. This is just so backwards, and it's one thing that the tour got so wrong going into this. If they had just stayed, I understand the argument about being traditional. You know, the tradition, the legacy. I get it. I do. I'm very sympathetic with that whole side of things. However, then you have to lean into that legacy and tradition.
Yep.
Like what they tried to do is they tried to have their cake and eat it too. They tried to do the legacy and tradition and then also go, hey, we're going to add all this extra stuff. We're gonna take in a ton of money. We're going to have a for-profit entity, a for-profit arm. By the way, which before that, somehow, some way, they were keeping profit anyway. I don't know how that was possible, but they were doing it.
Yep.
Through their media company or media arm. So yeah, I mean, this is just.
I just don't understand how millions upon millions upon millions of dollars just spring out of thin air.
Correct, and we're not talking about the money that came from the
we're not talking about
like SSG
or
FSG.
Sports Group.
Yeah, we're not talking about those, right? We are talking about the millions of dollars, the $125 million that was found just in the coffers of the PGA
That
Tour.
is just
dole out the players.
Yeah, randomly added to purses out of nowhere.
Correct.
Where did that come from?
Correct. And it's amazing that this guy gets his base salary is under 20 grand or under 20 million, but he's netting $60 million. How are we getting, Zach? How are we in a down year for the tour? How are we getting $30 or $40 million in bonuses? In what just world does that happen? Similar to the Boeing thing, similar to the Boeing with their planes falling apart. Their planes are falling out of the sky, and the CEO is getting hundreds of millions of dollars in bonuses.
Yeah.
This is not justice. This is not fairness. That's a man that should be fired.
Yep.
axed, taken to the grinder. Hire a new guy.
Why do we need a commissioner of a sports league to make $20 million?
He makes 3 times the amount of money that Adam Silver makes.
Yeah.
For the NBA.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
The NBA players make way more than the average tour player.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, make it make sense as to why he deserves $60 million. You can't make it make sense.
Yep.
I haven't heard a good argument yet.
And I honestly, I think we need to crack down on the monopoly laws with the PGA Tour. I think
trust busting needs to happen.
Trust busting needs to happen because
all for it.
It's getting to the point. I mean, this is what it's just so blatant.
Yes.
It's so blatant.
It's monopolistic behavior, and I don't get how they got away with it this long, Zach. They're not protected like the Major League Baseball. They're not protected like that.
No.
That's just amazing that they've gotten away with it, and the DOJ is focused on Saudi money getting in. Like what? Like make it make sense. DOJ is supposed to be internal, not external.
Yeah, 100% agree.
So.
I saw this story and I was incensed by it.
I hope this takes them down.
And I'm so serious. I am very serious about that. I would rather professional golf burn and die than Jay Monahan be in control of it all. If that's what it takes to bring the live guys back to the PGA Tour, I don't want it. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It's not worth it to me. If this is the direction the tour is going in, I'd rather it burn and die.
Mm-hmm.
As much as it pains me, because I love golf.
Yep.
There's a reason I play and watch so much. There's a reason I do a podcast on it. Because I love it. But I would rather it burn and die before I give Jay Monahan the keys to everything else he already doesn't have the keys to. Which isn't much.
Mm-hmm.
I was so angry when I read that story. I had to come on and talk about it. Jay Monahan is a scumbag. The PGA Tour is corrupt. And they will receive their final judgment.
Yep.
I've said my piece.
Well, so here's Grant Horvat. Go ahead and share my screen. Grant Horvat did tweet out. He said, I got invited to play in the PGA Tour event. And to play in a PGA Tour event, the Barracuda. And he said he's truly on the fence about doing it. Should I play? Grant, if you're listening to me, and I truly enjoy your stuff. I truly enjoyed the 2-on-2 with Phil. I don't watch a lot of your content, but Zach did do the 100 for you and sent me your 2-on-2 with Phil and the dailies. Dude, don't do it. I know you're going to make money from it, just playing in it and wearing whatever sponsor gear you have on, and TaylorMade is going to pay you. I get it. I know. But at the end of the day, and trust me when I tell you, it'd be hard for me to turn it down as well. But at the same time, people kind of need you right now to say no to this. This is a step. Me and Zach already believe it was a step too far. Other people don't. I don't think anybody doesn't agree that this is the step too far, other than stands on Twitter. But any authentic person, no matter if you're on PGA or Live or whatever, we all believe that this needs to stop. And so what I would say is I would hold out and I would contact whoever's in the PGA Tour, Grant, and I'd just tell them, say, hey, I can't play in this in good conscience if you're going to kick out Wesley Bryan. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
So
I lean that direction. My assumption is that Wesley Bryan is telling him to go for it.
I'm sure.
Just because Wesley Bryan's, I think, a really good friend to Grant. I don't know anything about their personal relationship, only what they post online. But from my understanding, they're pretty good friends, considering they travel the country and play world-renowned golf courses together and look like they have a great time doing it. And have done it for multiple years at this point. I assume that they like each other okay. And like the hardest part about it too, probably for Grant, is that Wesley Bryan was suspended from the PGA Tour because of a video on Grant's channel. That's tough.
Very.
So anyway, that's that topic. To close out the show, we're going to talk about our own golf games. Zane,
Well, real quick, can I say this?
Yeah.
So we finally got an increase in Masters viewership, which is awesome. Great to see. CBS Sports reports that 12.7 million people tuned in for the final round of the Masters, 33% increase from last year, and the most watched Masters since Reed won in 2018. That's awesome. That's surprising that Tigers didn't turn out more than that. Viewership peaked at a staggering 19.5 million viewers from 7 to 7:15. So, I mean, I love to see that. That just shows me that golf is not dying. Broadcast golf isn't dying. It's just got to be good broadcasting.
Yep.
I mean, we've been talking that forever, talking about that on this show forever. It's just got to be good broadcasting. It's got to be entertainment. Obviously, that a lot of that falls on the players to play good golf and to make it entertaining, and for things to happen like Rory, hitting the shots he hit coming down the stretch. But at the same time, that's good news for golf.
Yep.
Period. So anyway, anything else, Zach? Besides going into our golf games,
I think that's all I got.
I think I had one more thing. Let me see if it's here. If it's not here, we're gonna just go into that.
Oh, Zane, here's a question for you, just out of curiosity. What's the over/under on the number of months it's going to take Bob from Bob to Sports to break 80?
How many months?
Yeah.
I don't know who Bob is. I mean, I know,
Yes, you do.
I know Bob. I know he's on Bob to Sports. I don't really know him. If out of the group of them, I know who Fat Perez is, and I don't know who Bob is.
You don't know?
Is Bob the guy who talks like this? Like I played so bad today.
Yeah.
That's him. Okay,
yeah.
That was a pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I played so bad today. I considered just picking up pickleball.
I started seeing.
I tell you what, I went to my usual bagel place. I love the guy, but every time I go in there, I ask for the same thing, and every day I get something different.
This is such a good voice. He is entertaining.
He is an entertainer.
He is so funny. His little short videos is like, I couldn't hit the backside of a barn. I don't know what was happening. The club face felt like a waffle. It's like
his little videos are good.
It's so great, man. It just makes you so happy. That's all I got, Zach. I tried finding what I was going to talk about. I couldn't find it. So
you got any prediction on the months? I think it's going to take.
Got any prediction on the months?
I think it's going to.
What does he shoot now? Tell me what he shoots now, and I'll tell you.
Well, in his last break 80 challenge, so Grant Horvat's trying to coach him to break 80.
Jesus. Okay. Is Grant Horvat?
He's also getting private lessons from somebody. I don't know who.
Okay. Grant Horvat's teaching him?
Well, he's like basically trying to get him to manage the course.
Oh, okay.
Basically. He's with them on the videos and trying to talk him out of hitting stupid shots.
Okay.
Basically. In his last break 80, I think he barely broke 100, and it was bad. It was real bad. I think it's going to be.
What did he shoot?
I think he'd like 97.
Oh my God. Okay. And how many months until he breaks 80?
Yeah, the whole challenge is a Bob break 80.
Dude,
he is getting private lessons.
He's not going to do it.
But he has been getting private lessons for a couple months.
From who, though? I mean,
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've taken somebody from 97 to 80 in a matter of 4 months, but like that takes a lot of commitment on their part. It takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I have done it.
I think here's the thing.
So it depends on how good the coach is. I think
I could get him to 80
5.
in 3 months. This is an
You could
athletic
get him to
guy.
80 in 3?
I think I could.
That's pretty
At
good.
the right course, I think I could get him to 80 in 3 months.
I haven't seen his swing, so I'm just guessing. I'm going to say 6 months. I'm guessing he's just that bad.
I think on this current trajectory, because he's shot 3 of these break 80 videos, I believe.
What has he shot on those videos?
He shot 85 in the first one.
Oh, dude.
Wait. Shot 85 in the first one. 92. 97.
In order?
In that order.
Dude, that coach needs to be fired. What
so
are you
here's
doing?
my thing. Here's my thing. He is going, I think, more than anything.
It's going to be 9-10 months.
He is a head case.
Yeah. It's going to be 9-10 months. You know what's probably happening?
I was going to predict
You know what's probably happening? You know what's probably
I think
happening?
next April.
That's probably a good guess. You know what's probably happening is he's probably getting like 3 different swing thoughts every lesson, and it's just probably just bottling him right up.
No, dude, I saw a drill his coach had him doing. I was like, no.
What drill? Please tell me.
So I'll mime it. My shirt's not tucked in. So
Okay, you don't need a shirt tucked in. You could be wearing underwear for all I care. In fact, I'd want it.
To get him to release his hands,
okay,
he had him standing sideways like this and hitting the ball this way. Like that. Like he's hitting the ball this way. He's swinging sideways.
Wait, are you swinging? So is it flipped right
like
now?
This.
Is it flipped right now? Can you hear me?
What?
Can you hear me?
I can't now.
So is it flip? Are you flipped? So you were swinging left-handed or right?
So imagine I'm standing right-handed.
Yes.
Okay. I turn my entire body back away from target.
Let me help. So I've got a longer cord here. So target's that way.
Yes.
Okay. I'm set up.
Yep.
Here. What am I doing?
Face away from your target.
Face this way.
Perpendicular.
This way.
And swing. Nope. So set up like the ball's in front of your left foot.
Like that?
Yeah. And swing.
What?
Yeah.
So like this.
Yeah.
And then I'm swinging this way.
Yes.
What does that even help with?
So it's to get him to feel his hands release.
Aren't there like so many other ways to do that?
There are. Guess why that's the worst drill for Bob? Guess what his
slices the ball.
Yes.
What are you doing?
That's what I said. I was like,
wouldn't you want to do like some kind of thing where he's like getting like a bender thing where he's like trying to feel like the back of his left hand kind of facing the target and getting that kind of
that, or
like a backhand, or just give him a tennis racket and have him like swing like he's doing an up backhand.
Yeah.
That's the release.
Or to help him not come 90 degrees across the ball, set him up open and have him hit half swing draws.
Set him up open. Yeah, have him come like inside like that.
Yes, and have him hit
go
half
toward
swing
the target.
Draws. Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Because his problem is
anything
he takes it back and then just goes.
Anything but that. That's just fat.
I saw him doing that, and guess what Fat Perez's comment on that drill was?
Quit? I don't know.
Fat Perez's comment was, "You don't give a sick man poison."
You've got to send me this video. Zach,
dude,
please
I
send me this video.
He started doing it before the thing. I was like, oh no.
Oh, please send me that video.
He was doing it on the range
so
while he was
bad.
warming up, and I was like, oh no.
Dude,
and
The worst
Fat
thing
Press
in
is
the
like,
world.
you don't give a sick man poison.
Give him the rope to hang himself is what he did. Oh my God.
Because all
Dude,
I'm
there's
thinking is,
I will say there are so many ways to work on proper release with the hands. That sure seems like the last thing you'd try and do
yeah.
before you. I mean, I don't even know if
That's
I've
someone
ever.
who's trying to secure a lesson for long term.
Yes, right. And the scores prove it, right?
Hey, Bob, if you ever want to take a trip down to Statham, Georgia, I'll give you a lesson for free. It's on the house.
See, I won't give you a lesson for free. Well, we do a standard rate, $140 an hour. But trust me when I tell you,
100% free, and we'll get you.
Trust me when I tell you.
We'll get you.
Trust me when I tell you, Bob. 3 months, I'll get you break. Especially if you shot 85. That proves to me that you have a little bit of ability.
He played college baseball. He's not unathletic.
That's what I'm saying. Like 85, dude. All we're dropping is 5 shots. It's amazing that he shot 90. 92 and then 97. Like that just shows bad.
I mean, he couldn't make contact in that third round.
Huh?
He could barely make contact.
See, and that just shows me that sorry if you're the coach, that's bad coaching. Am I wrong? That's just terrible.
Yeah.
Like you should never have a player say like, "Oh, now if they don't get better, that's one thing. But if they get progressively worse, that's not what you're looking for."
Yeah, 100%. So anyway,
did he go to Golf Tech?
No, he's at some club in Jupiter.
Of course he is, because we all know Jupiter.
I think his coach's name was Frank Mantu something. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Baloney. No, it's not. Not, dude. Frank could get him. Frank could get him
break 80 in 3 days.
Frank's a real good coach.
He is.
Shout out to Frank Mantua.
Shout out to Frank Mantua.
I
only made that joke not because Frank's a bad coach. I made it because he lives in Jupiter.
Yeah, he does.
Shout out to Frank. Last thing to talk about, Zane. How are you playing lately?
Cheers to Frank.
Me and Zane played on Monday,
and he beat me.
And I beat him.
Yep, owed him $40.
Through no fault of myself, I beat him.
Yeah. Yep.
I choked away a 4-shot lead with like 5 to play.
He did. Zach was playing good. Zane was not. Zane was playing good in every respect other than hitting greens. And Zach can vouch for me there. I mean, my putting was good. Driving was great. Driving was great. I laced. You remember the whenever we played, what is it, Red? You remember a whole what's the par 5? We played from the tips. And I cut the corner. I hit it over the bunker. That was huge. So I mean, I was driving the ball well all day, and I just couldn't hit it on the green. Zach knows wedges were not good. Chunked a lot of wedges. Chipped okay. Chipped really good actually on some of them. Some of them not so much, and just rolled the rock great. I just it just didn't happen with the irons. But Zach, I got that fixed. You know, a little update. I played amazing today. I shot 4 under. 4 under through 12 holes.
Nice.
4 under through 12 holes with a bogey on the final hole. And so you know, had a lot of birdies. And one stretch where I went birdie, eagle, birdie. So that was awesome. It's one of those things where I figured out something with the putting too. I know I was already rolling it good, but as far as green reading goes, if anybody's looking out there for like a hack to putting, I know everybody. No, but I know everybody has their way of. I know everybody has their way of putting and green reading. If you're somebody who visualizes the putt pretty well, but still have a problem hitting your line, what I would suggest is look at Phil Kenyon putting, how to read greens. He has a great method in which he divides the whole the putt up into thirds, and what you're basically supposed to do is think about like the ladder, the second third, whenever it reaches that line, where that ball is at in space, and you want to double that distance from the middle line, from just the point A to point B between you and the hole. it works, man. And I'll try and make a video explaining it a little bit better, just to send out there on my channel, and maybe we'll share it on Beerly. But it is almost automatic if you've got, especially if your stroke's good. I can understand, obviously, you're not having good strokes. Zach can vouch, like, if you're not hitting your line.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough. Life is tough. But if you're hitting your line, this is like one of the best ways I've ever seen a green read.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. So, Zach, go on. How are you playing?
I'm playing pretty good. I am going to be playing in that assistant division at Chattahoochee.
Nice.
Coming up next Monday.
Cool.
I mean, it's been a quick turnaround in my game.
That's great.
I was in a very dark place after the first event of the year.
He was.
He shot 10 over at Achasa, which is a very
suicidal.
easy, scoreable course. Now, the conditions weren't great, but I hit the ball.
He asked me for a gun. I said no.
Really, really poorly. And we went back to Old Faithful, and we're never leaving. Shout out to Dustin Johnson for the Dustin Johnson swing. Playing a tight cut right now. I am absolutely bombing the tee shots right now. I mean,
you were hitting it good, man. You were hitting it, not only like you had that lockdown fade pretty good, that little short fade, and then you hit the high fade really well, like the bomb.
And then I can hit the draw when I need to. In the playoff, when I needed to hit a draw, I hit a draw.
Yep.
But I mean, the swing feels really good. Played and beat Zane. But then shot my low of the year last week, which was a 69, silver to red. And then also shot a 2-under today on red. So I'm feeling very, very good about my game. The thing I was least consistent with before, I'm getting better at, which is short wedges into greens, which I'm going to need if I'm hitting my driver that good. Because you got to give yourself birdie looks when you're hitting your driver well. And so I'm feeling very, very good. And I've figured out my numbers for those. I figured out for my numbers for those short irons that aren't quite full swings. So like parallel arms. I figured that out, which is super helpful because it allows me to control the shot a little bit better. Be a little bit more precise about my landing zone rather than swinging an iron hard. I can take some off of it, control the flight, and hit it a lot straighter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're hitting the ball. We're hitting the ball very good. I'm not gonna say quite as good as my peak last year, but we're getting pretty close. This is probably the most rounds in a very short span of time that I've had consistently under par in a while. And that's good. And I feel like when I played with Zane, and Zane, you can attest to me if I'm incorrect on this, a lot of my issues when I played with you were those wedge shots, short irons, just getting the number wrong or not knowing the number.
Whenever we played last time?
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I know I missed the green on the last hole.
I thought the distance control was off.
Distance control was off, but then also short. So like the irons and stuff got a little fluky toward the end.
And then whenever you had to hit like a iron on command, like the shape an iron was not great.
Yeah. But playing a fade right now and it feels really good. I'm hitting the ball about as good as I can. The short game is continuing to get better. The putting is in a weird spot right now. I'm leaving a lot of putts short or right at the hole.
Be better.
Which I don't like to do.
Be better.
And typically that's from distance, which again, I don't love to do. I'd rather hit it 5 feet past than 2 feet short.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a personal preference. At least if I hit it 5 feet past, I get to see what the break is doing as the putt's slowing down. Whereas if you leave it short, I mean, you have a read, but like you're not as confident in the read. So we got a little bit of work to do on distance putting, but other than that, I mean, I'm hitting the ball really, really good right now, and I'm really, really happy. So that's where my game's at. I will be playing in a tournament Monday, and I will update everyone with the results of that. So you have that to look forward to next week. What PGA Tour event do we have coming up this weekend?
That is a great question, actually. PGA Tour
is it
the
Punta Cana?
RBC. Is the RBC Heritage? I knew it.
And the Corrales Punta Cana Championship.
Yeah, there's going to be taking place simultaneously. Obviously, RBC, I believe, is an elevated event.
Yep.
So Corrales Punta Cana, that's going to be the lower event. My boy Vince Whaley is playing. My boy is playing Corrales Punta Cana. Yeah, he's my boy. I'm just going to say it. Lanto Griffin, your boy, is playing in that as well.
Is Mav playing in it?
Yeah, they can do it. No, Mav's probably playing the RBC, dude. He's 10 in the world.
Oh, no, I thought we were talking about the RBC. Sorry.
No, Buddy Colley is playing. I'm excited for the RBC this year. It looks like a lot of great names. A lot of guys aren't skipping this event. They're going right into the swing of things after the Masters, which is great.
Yeah, and you want to win that cool jacket.
That is a cool jacket. So I think Scotty won last year. So
he's the reigning holder of the plaid.
Yep. So this should be a great tournament. I'm really excited to watch this. This is one of the events that I do always watch after the Masters, even though I don't watch all of it. It is a great tournament. Great tradition. So anyway, thanks guys so much for listening to the Beerly Out of Bounds podcast. Be sure to check out our merch on spring.com. Beerly creator Springer. I think it was whatever it is. In the link below. Make sure to comment, subscribe, and